All right, everybody, welcome back. We're diving deep today into the world of great white sharks.
Oh, yeah.
And, obviously, these creatures have a bit of a reputation, thanks to Jaws and all that.
Right.
But we're going way past those kind of like sensationalized Hollywood images. We're going to really dig into what makes great whites so fascinating.
Yeah.
And so important, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people, even if they're, interested in sharks, they may not realize just how crucial they are to the whole ocean ecosystem.
Exactly. So we've got some great research lined up here. And,
Yeah.
well, I guess first things first. When we say great white, we're talking big.
Oh, yeah. Big is an understatement.
Like, how big are we talking?
So on average, you're looking at a great white that's about 11 to 16 feet long.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. To give you a visual, think about like a full-size SUV. That's about the size of your average great white.
Geez, that's a big fish.
But it gets even crazier. Some of these guys, they've been recorded at over 20 feet long. That's like longer than a giraffe is tall.
No way.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, so those are the giants out there. And I know they're found kind of all over the world, but are there certain places they like more than others? Like, where do they tend to hang out?
So you're right. They are found pretty much worldwide, both near the coast and further out in the open ocean. But they definitely seem to prefer those kind of temperate waters.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, places like off the coast of California, South Africa, Australia. And no surprise here, they tend to gather where the food is, like near seal colonies.
Makes sense. Speaking of which, they have that classic shark look, right? That streamlined body, dark gray on top, white underneath. Is that like camouflage or something?
It's called counter shading, and yeah, it's like the ultimate camo.
Oh, wow.
So when you look at them from above, they kind of blend in with the darker water down below. But
Right.
from underneath, they match the brighter surface. It's pretty ingenious.
So they just disappear.
Pretty much. And then you add in their speed.
Mhm.
They can reach like 25 miles an hour in bursts.
Whoa, that's fast. That's faster than most humans can run, by the way.
That's true, yeah. I'd definitely lose that race.
Yeah, you and me both. Speed's only part of the equation. I mean, how do they even find their prey in the vastness of the ocean? That's got to be tough.
Yeah, seriously. It's not like they can just, order takeout.
Right. So here's where it gets really cool. They've got this incredible sensory system, like their sense of smell. It's so sharp that they could detect a single drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. But even crazier is their ability to pick up on those tiny electromagnetic fields all living things give them off.
Oh, I've heard of that, yeah.
So imagine being able to sense the heartbeat of a seal that's hiding in like a kelp forest.
Oh, wow, that's a superpower almost.
It really is. And all of this comes into play when they hunt.
Right, so how does it all work? Like, what's their actual hunting strategy? Well, they're super smart hunters, They don't just charge it. Let's take their seal hunting as an example. They often attack from below, totally surprising their prey, and deliver this incredibly powerful bite.
Ouch.
Yeah, to disable the seal. But then, here's the thing. Instead of going straight in for the kill, they'll often back off a bit and wait.
Wait, why would they wait?
Well, they're letting the seal weaken from blood loss. It's pretty
Oh.
strategic.
Oh, that's kind of gruesome, but also pretty clever.
Yeah.
It's like they're thinking ahead.
Exactly. It's not just brute force, it's calculated.
Mm-hmm.
It helps them conserve energy, too, and it also reduces their own risk of injury from a struggling seal.
Huh. I guess we got to give them some credit for strategy, huh?
Definitely. They're way more than just those, mindless killing machines that movies sometimes make them out to be.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so we've talked about their size, where they live, how they hunt, but I think it's time to address, like, the big question everyone has when it comes to great whites.
The shark attack thing.
Yeah. It's kind of what everyone pictures when they hear great white, right?
It's totally understandable given all the media hype and those scary movies. But honestly, attacks on humans are extremely rare.
Really?
Yeah. And most of the time, those bites, they're cases of mistaken identity, like a surfer on a board. From below, they can look a lot like a seal, which is, prime great white food.
So it's like they're not trying to eat us, they're just checking us out.
Exactly. It's more of an exploratory bite. We're just not on their menu.
Well, that's good to know. Still a little freaky, though, to think about being mistaken for a seal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that situation either.
But okay, let's shift gears a bit here. We've talked about the kind of scary stuff, but what about their importance in the ecosystem? What are they do for the ocean?
Okay, so great whites. They're what we call apex predators. They're at the very top of the food chain.
Right.
And that makes them a keystone species. meaning that their presence has this like ripple effect throughout the entire ecosystem.
Oh, okay. I
They
see.
keep populations of their prey in check, which helps to prevent, say, overgrazing of kelp forests.
So it's like without them, things would get out of whack.
Exactly. They keep things balanced. They're like the guardians of a healthy, diverse marine environment. Imagine a world without them.
Oh,
Their prey would just explode in numbers. It would be chaos.
wow. I never really thought of it like that. They're kind of like the unsung heroes of the ocean.
Totally. But unfortunately, as heroic as they are, they're facing some pretty serious challenges themselves.
Yeah, it seems like these days a lot of amazing creatures are struggling. What's happening with great whites?
Oh, there's a few things. Overfishing is a big one. They can get caught as bycatch, accidentally in fishing gear meant for other species. Then there's the issue of habitat degradation. As we pollute and damage their homes, it impacts their survival too.
Right.
And climate change is another growing threat. Changing ocean temperatures and currents can disrupt their prey and their whole way of life. Plus, there's this ongoing demand for shark fins. It's used in this luxury soup, and it's fueled this really cruel practice called finning.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That's awful.
They catch these sharks, cut off their fins, and then just toss them back into the ocean, often still alive. They can't swim without their fins, so they just sink and die. It's horrible.
That's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But are there any efforts being made to protect them? Is there any good news?
There is some hope, yeah. Many countries have completely banned shark finning and have implemented fishing regulations to help protect great whites.
Okay, that's good.
And they've set up marine protected areas, these kind of safe zones where sharks can thrive. Plus, there are a lot of educational campaigns happening to try and raise awareness about the importance of shark conservation.
So it's like a multi-pronged approach.
Exactly. And, on the research front, there's a lot of exciting stuff happening too. Like scientists are using satellite tagging to track the movements of great whites.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And this gives them all sorts of valuable insights into their migration patterns, their breeding grounds, their behaviors. All this information helps us understand them better and figure out the best ways to protect them.
So it sounds like while the situation is serious, it's not completely hopeless.
Definitely not. But their future does rely on us, on continued conservation efforts, and on all of us doing what we can to help.
Well said. So today we've gone, beyond that typical Jaws image of great whites. We've seen that they're not just these mindless man-eaters. They're intelligent. They're crucial to the balance of the ocean, and they need our help.
And that brings us to a question for you, our listener. After hearing all of this, what resonated with you the most?
Nah, what stuck with you? And even more importantly, what can you do about it?
Every little bit helps.
Exactly. Whether it's learning more, spreading the word, or supporting organizations that are fighting for shark conservation, take action.
The future of the great white may depend on it.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Keep learning, keep exploring, and until next time, stay curious.
Yeah, take care.